But not everyone wants to solve their problems. That's one thing I had to learn to accept in this profession. Not everyone wants a solution. There are people who want to remain in the problem because it is their narrative, it is their life story. So unfortunately, it has to come from the person within to find the will to want to change. Change will not be able to happen unless that person themselves is aware, not is aware of having a problem, because they might be aware of having a problem, but actually wanting to do something about that problem. And when you see someone else, as I said, you can just suggest, listen, I've been seeing that you're quite like angry lately, like you've been like blowing up at the second I tell you something, like always keeping it about yourself. Like, for example, I don't feel respected when you start shouting, like I know you have a lot on your plate at the moment, but you really should do something about that, like, and that's as far as you can go, really. I mean, again, we're not talking about abuse and stuff like that. Like, those are obviously like different approaches there.
For sure.
But yes, essentially that's it. You cannot force someone to get help. You cannot.
And I think the most important thing is realizing that it's beyond your control.
Yeah.
And that is actually the most difficult part, that you can't control what other people think or feel.
I mean, we work in the same kind of profession, right? We both studied psychology. I'm sure that we have a good eye at seeing problems, if that makes sense. So we constantly in our day-to-day life see people where they can improve. Not that they're unacceptable how they are, but this is how we're seeing. And I think in the beginning, one of the things that our lack of experience in the field does to us is that we want to change everyone, we want to help everyone. But then the experience teaches you, like, listen, you can't change everyone, you can't save everyone. And you learn how to accept that in a way. You allow them to sort of be in their own realities, and you accept it more, so it becomes more tolerable. But in the beginning, I think, yes, it's harder, like Asra, like, if you work on that anxiety, you know how much better you would feel. You wouldn't be having these problems, and especially like with family members, for example, like, forget it. Like, you can have a PhD, but they're not going to listen to what you're going to say. Like, definitely not, But I think you learn how to get better with accepting that, I would say.